Hello, you free-minded thinkers. J.R. Dukes here, and I got a fantastic story for you today. President Donald Trump has just came out with a new proposal that he calls the American Academy. So if you're interested in a free college education, if you're interested in a future college education, you want to hear this story, and we're going to go into it right now.
In recent weeks, Americans have been horrified to see students and faculty at Harvard and other once respected universities expressing support for the savages and jihadists who attacked Israel. We spend more money on higher education than any other country, and yet they're turning our students into communists and terrorists and sympathizers of many, many different dimensions. We can't let this happen. It's time to offer something dramatically different. Under the plan I'm announcing today, we will take the billions and billions of dollars that we will collect by taxing, fining, and suing excessively large private university endowments, and we will then use that money to endow a new institution called the American Academy. Its mission will be to make a truly world-class education available to every American, free of charge, and do it without adding a single dime to the federal debt. This institution will gather an entire universe of the highest quality educational content covering the full spectrum of human knowledge and skills, and make that material available to every American citizen online for free. Whether you want lectures or ancient histories or an introduction to financial accounting or training in a skilled trade, the goal will be to deliver it and get it done properly. Using study groups, mentors, industry partnerships, and the latest breakthrough in computing, this will be a truly top-tier education option for the people. It will be strictly non-political, and there will be no wokeness or jihadism allowed. None of that's going to be allowed. Most importantly, the American Academy will compete directly with the existing and very costly four-year university system by granting students degree credentials that the U.S. government and all federal contractors will henceforth recognize. The Academy will award the full and complete equivalent of a bachelor's degree. In addition, to help the 40 million Americans who have some college education but no degree, the American Academy will grant credit for past coursework at legacy institutions and give you the chance to complete your education at the American Academy for free and much more quickly than is now possible or available. This will be a revolution in higher education and will provide life-changing opportunities for tens of millions of our citizens. Enjoy it, learn from it, and thank you.
All right, so that was President Donald Trump announcing the creation of his new proposal, the American Academy. Sounds fantastic to me. Have you ever signed online and went on, what's that called? Coursera, I believe is the name of it. There are 2 or 3 apps or institutions that are similar to Coursera, and that's what the American Academy seems like to me. Essentially, you're going to be able to log online. You're going to be able to take existing credits that you have received from other universities. You may be paying a ton of money right now, and frankly, you're having to take out a bunch of loans to try to get this education. Well, if President Trump's proposal goes through, once he hopefully is reelected as the next president of the United States, and they go forward with this American Academy, you will not have to worry about trying to provide yourself or provide your children, for that matter, with a college education, because if the president has his way, you'll be able to obtain an education, a college high-degree education, bachelor degree specifically, with and through the American Academy. The president says that in light of all of this nonsense on the college campuses that are going on right now, he's had it. He's sick of it. He's done with it. And you probably share the same feelings I have. I'm tired of seeing these kids being indoctrinated. And to use the president's own words, he said the higher education institutions are only turning out communists, terrorists, and sympathizers, and that the billions and billions of dollars that the federal government currently supports these very well-funded, extremely what we call endowed universities, which means they have so much money, they're not really spending any money to operate because they have such a huge endowment. They're essentially either living and operating off of the interest the investments that they make with this endowment, or they're charging so much for admission to the university that they essentially keep getting richer, richer, and richer. And of course, the American population as a whole that ends up having to get expensive loans for these type of degrees, they're saddled with this type of burden for many years, if not the rest of their lives. Very glad to see this proposal. I hope this works out the way he plans on it working out. He says he's going to start taxing, suing, and fining universities. Sounds good to me. The president goes on to say that there's not going to be allowed to exist any type of wokeness inside these universities. There's not going to be any Democrat or Republican type of nonsense. No wokeness, just education. I think it sounds like a great idea. So we'll just have to see how this works out. At any rate, I appreciate you joining me. Let me know what you think about this proposal. Put it in the comments below. I definitely want to hear from you. Appreciate you joining me today. As I always tell you, make sure you keep that free mind and never give up. Until next time, I am J.R. Dukes.